Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Telsa Vision. Go ahead. What are you waiting on?
Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Telsa, and this is Telsa Vision. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, like, and leave a comment. I do most of the times try to comment back after you. So let's get straight to it, people. Now, this subject is about young ladies leaving the kids with the grandparents and expecting the grandparents to be the parents full time. Now, let me give you the definition of a grandparent. Grandparents are here to instill knowledge and wisdom and to their kids' kids, their grandkids. We're also here to pass down traditions and cultures. We are not here to be raising our grandkids full time. You just can't tell me God put us here on this planet to raise our kids and then raise the grandkids. No, that's not how that works, people. That is not how that works. And if you are a grandparent out there that's raising your grandkids, it's a big shout out to you. Many blessings for a lifetime, because I know personally that it is not easy. You know, kids, your one goal, if you're still alive and your mom and dad or mom or dad is raising your kids, then your only goal is to get your mess together and get your kids from your parents. I know each circumstance is different. Yeah, I know, I get it. But for those of you that are able to get it together and get your kids, get your kids. It is not your parents' responsibility to raise your kids. They want to live a little. They're not here to go through the cycle of raising kids all over again. Grandparents have a purpose and a plan as well. And that could be hindering the grandparents' plans or purpose, or just a small distraction at the time. So, I'm not saying this to be mean, because we all love our grandkids. But, young ladies, it is not your mom and dad's obligation to raise your kids. A lot of you think that it is the parents' obligations, like we owe you kids something after raising you. We really don't. You get to be 25, 30 years old. Hello? You should be raising your own kids. Now, in my community, it's like the grandparents, it's normal for grandparents to raise the grandkids. Well, I would like us to get out of that and let it be normal for the kids to raise their own kids. It should not be the norm. And that's for anybody, any race. It should not be the norm for your parents to be raising your kids. Now, your parents can have your kids temporarily. Like, say if you had your kids early, you want to go away to college, or you want to pursue something that's going to benefit you and those kids in the end. But if you just outside partying, smoking, and bullshit and party and bullshit and party, then you need to have your own kids. And then, young ladies, for those of you all that are very disrespectful towards your parents that have your kids, you might want to get mentally evaluated, because I can't see a reason why you leave the kids with your parents to raise, but then you want to come in and tell your parents how to raise your child. You could just raise your own child. I don't get it. At that point, to me, you have a mental problem, because you put yourself in that predicament. You put yourself in that predicament for your parent to be raising your child. So at that point, you need to be kind of humble and focus on getting you together, so that you can give your parents some type of relief. And like I said, for those of you grandparents that are doing it, may God bless you. Shout out. You are special. It takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of commitment. It takes a lot of time and a lot of faith to be able to do that. And I just want all you grandparents out there that are in that position to know that you're special, you are loved, and keep doing what you're doing. You're going to get blessed no matter what. But young ladies, get it together. Cannot just be leaving. I mean, you just can't. It's not right. You cannot be leaving your kids on your parents to raise them while you go turn up and then come back and talk crap about how your parents are raising your kids. At that point, you really don't have a say-so. So, young ladies, get it together. Because when you get older, you know what happens? That child is going to respect the grandparent more than they will respect you. Let's just talk about it. It is so true. That child will respect your mother and your father more than you because they're the ones that's raising them. And then you ladies get mad. What are you mad for when you left your child there to get raised by your parents? It's just the child is going to look up to whoever is raising them, who's the protector, who has that child's best interest. And now you're going to have to go and work through some things the older you get if you ever get it together. And that child's going to throw that back up in your face. And you're going to have to eat all that and deal with that. So let's spare the grandparents some grief as well as yourself and raise your own kids. I don't care what you have to do. If you have to move out of the state, go in a shelter and start all over again, there's some good shelters out here where you can get yourself together. They will help you get it together. Stop listening to everybody else. Stop worrying about what everybody else doing and focus on yourself. Get your shit together. Because at the end of the day, the kids are the priority. You the one that laid down to get them. Just because it don't work out with you and the man don't mean you just got to disown the kids and don't want the kids. At that point, you kind of need a mental evaluation. Go see a counselor, some therapy, something. I hope y'all listen to me and don't get too offended, because these are the things that's going on in society today. And at this point, I really don't care if you're offended. If it offends you, then you know what I'm talking about. And I'm talking about you. Love yourself, get it together, and quit leaving these kids on these grandparents that still have a life. Mwah. Love you all. Thank you for listening. Until next time, this has been Telsa Vision. See you later.